till verse 21 from the Srimad Bhagavatam. And in that, Sri Krishna's nature was discussed by Arjuna. So Arjuna was talking about how good Sri Krishna has been to him, how he has helped him in dire circumstances. Not only has he saved him from death many times, but taken charge of his chariot and been there in the war times as well as the times of peace. He has given some of the best advice in the world, and he has been not only his best friend, but mentor, guide, and everything that is there. And Sri Krishna is God Almighty. This also is understood by Arjuna, and he was talking about it to his brother. His brothers are there, and his brothers had asked him, what exactly has transpired when you went to Dwarka? And he was giving an explanation of what happened in Dwarka. Now, when he was talking like that, he said, in the past, I had treated Krishna very badly, thinking that he is some ordinary person, like a charioteer. So I had said, hey, you do this, hey, you do that. And I had treated him just like a nobody. But Krishna has never ever shown that he is something great or he is God Almighty, and he has taken everything in good stride and treated Arjuna properly. He has given him the best of the advice and always been on his side. So this is what we have understood so far. Now today we are going to do further than that. That is, we are going to understand Sri Krishna's going away and what exactly transpired there. So now let us continue with the next verse. We are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 15, verse 22-23. O King, since you have asked me about our friends and relatives in the city of Dwarka, I will inform you that all of them were cursed by the Brahmana. And as a result, they all become intoxicated with wine made of putrefied rice and fought amongst themselves with sticks, not even recognizing one another. Now all but 4 or 5 of them are dead and gone. Here Sri Krishna's story is getting told by Arjuna. Now Arjuna has returned back to his kingdom, where he is conveying this entire episode to his brothers and everybody sitting there in the seats over there. He is giving them an understanding that when I went to Dwarka to see what exactly has happened, there was a Brahmana's curse. Now this is a story where some Rishi Munis, now some people believe they are, Munis who had come to visit Sri Krishna. In some of the scriptures it is written it is Durvasa Muni. In some it is just mentioned as some Rishi Munis had come. So when they come to visit him, they see some children playing outside, in which Sri Krishna's son is also there. His name is Samba. Now he is playing along with others, and like how small children play, they were playing with some things which are there in the house. The pestle which we use for pounding, the pestle is there in that person's hand, and he is going about. So when the Rishi Muni asks him, can I see Sri Krishna and whatever other things that are there, the child says, can you not see that I am doing something? I am having this pain in my stomach. Now, that child was behaving like a pregnant lady, and he had put that pestle in his jacket pocket. Now, the Rishi Muni, could be Durvasa, like I said, gets very upset with the child and he curses the child, saying that your entire household, this particular race, is going to get destroyed by whatever is there in your stomach, that is the pestle. And that is how the pestle gets responsible for the destruction of the Yaduvansh. Now, Samba comes back to his mother and father and says, this is what happened. And when he conveys the story, Sri Krishna along with the other courtiers decide that they have to take that pestle, they have to make it into fine powder and throw it away somewhere. So all this job is given to some person who destroys this pestle, but there are some long pieces. Remember, it's kind of a steel or iron or something like that. So some pieces are just lying like that. So he takes that whole thing and he dumps it into a lake far away. This lake is called Prabhasa. Now the destiny is already written. What does the destiny say? That the entire Yaduvansh is going to get destroyed by this pestle. Correct? Now, it so happens that a time has come. Sri Krishna has decided that now the time has come for the entire Yaduvansh to be destroyed. So, he takes all these men folks to a nearby picnic place. Let us go for a picnic. And they all go, and everybody, naturally when you go for some kind of an activity like that, you go with lot of food, drinks and so on and so forth. It is a very common phenomena even today. Like if you are going on a picnic, you will carry an entire crate of liquor and bottles and stuff like that. So think like that. Here it is given very clearly, they carry with them wine made of putrefied rice. It's a rice wine. So they take this wine along with them, and when men are sitting together talking and making fun, they do not have any control over what they do. So everybody over there drinks away to glory. They are eating and drinking. And after that, naturally there is water over there. So they all think of going and playing in the water. Now this water which is over there has got reeds. You know the reeds is the long grass that is there. Now what happens over there is, amongst those reeds, if you remember, it is the same lake where the entire filings of this pestle were thrown. So these filings have gone inside the reeds. And when they take out the reeds and in fun they are beating each other, they cause a lot of pain to these people, and almost everybody is wiped out over there. That means they all die. Amongst that water over there, you will find that there is long pieces of metal also lying on inside. One of these metallic pieces is collected by, actually it is taken in by a fish, which was hunted by a hunter, a fish hunter. In olden times they will take a bow and arrow and hunt the fish. It's a very common thing in some countries. Otherwise in some places we throw the hook and all. But this is a person who uses his bow and arrow. So he fishes for this, and in that fish he finds this long nail piece, which he sharpens and makes it into an arrowhead. This arrowhead is used by him one day when all this was happening on one side of the lake. Sri Krishna has gone to sit on the other side of the lake because he is understanding that the whole thing is going to come to an end. And already Dwarka will be going down under the sea. The sea is going to gulp it up. So he is sitting on the other side meditating on his final journey. This fisherman sees his garments fluttering in the sky, behind some bushes, Sri Krishna's garments. Thinking that it is some kind of an animal, he pulls his bow and arrow and shoots. This arrow goes and hits the feet of Sri Krishna. So this is the story which I have given you. Now Arjuna has heard this story. Now only some 3 or 4 people are remaining from the entire clan. Okay? Amongst them, you know one person very clearly because we have done that scripture in detail. That is Uddhava. You remember about Uddhava. And there are others who have permanency in their life, so they are still there. So we have to discount many of these people. Most of the women, as we learned from the last verse, we came to know from the last verse that the women have also died along the way because the sea has gulped this entire Dwarka. Dwarka has gone under. So this so far is the story. So he says, Arjuna is telling his brothers that when this was happening, the curse of the Brahmana had come true. Now we are human beings and we normally feel that these curses or this kind of things don't work, isn't it? What do we say? Oh, this doesn't work, I don't think this is going to happen. But spirituality is a very different ballgame altogether. Certain things are planned in detail. They are supposed to happen. It is called destiny. Can you evade destiny? No one can evade destiny. Even Sri Krishna is waiting behind the bush over there for that, the person to shoot him the arrow so that he can also pass away. So can you imagine, even Sri Krishna is aware of his destiny. His death is near. Similarly, the death of his brother is near. The whole clan, the entire clan who are sitting near Prabhasa, they have got intoxicated with the rice wine. This is also understood as per this verse. And everybody is dead. So, only some few people are remaining. That too, 4 or 5 of them are dead and gone. The rest of them are, these 4 or 5 are still there. Next verse says, factually this is all due to the supreme will of the Lord. Sri Krishna, sometimes people kill one another and at other times they protect one another. Now this is something which you need to understand. If somebody's death is written, if destiny is already written, something is bound to happen. If it is destined, there is nobody on this planet Earth who can avert that destiny. So, if one person has to kill another person, that death is destined 100%. Please remember this. Okay? And if one person is supposed to protect another person, that also is going to happen. Now we have to apply these entire beautiful teachings to our life as well. Apply it to your own life. If something is to happen in your life, is there anything that can avert it? I am sure you have seen that Apollo mission which went in outer space to the moon. The rocket had to burst into flames and everybody died. You know the story of Kalpana Chawla also. You know the war that happens, the world war that happens, the wars that are happening today. There are people dying across the world. There are some riots happening. There are some people taking over. Some people have to leave their country. Some people have to leave their citizenship also. But we all attribute it to some petty human beings. We think that this human being is responsible for something to happen. No. He is a part of that entire jigsaw puzzle. The person being there is not the cause or anything like that, but that is how the future is drawn. I hope you get the point. Now let us look at it from a simple perspective. Let us say you are staying in one part of the country and you go to another part of the country. Okay, just maybe you are going for some business, maybe you are going for some holiday, or maybe you are going for some work purposes. Maybe you have gone there for some reason. And while you are over there, you meet some person who introduces another person to you. You get to meet this person and maybe you fall in love with this person. And maybe you get married. So can I say that because my company sent me over there, that is why it happened? Or because I met this client of mine over there who introduced me to X, Y or Z, that is why it happened? If it is destined, it is anyway going to happen. Please understand this very, very clearly. If it is destined, it is going to happen. Even if you are God Almighty. Tomorrow we are going to celebrate Good Friday. I can't even say we are going to celebrate. Because that is a day, somewhere in the past, Jesus Christ was put on the cross. That was his destiny. Agreed? He was supposed to go on the cross. Can he say to his Father in heaven, Father, I don't want to go on this cross. I want to get out of this. Can you transport me to some other country or can I come back home? In some flight. No. You have to go through the pain, sir. So Jesus Christ had to go through that painful experience. Similarly, Sri Krishna also had to go through his painful experience. Was Jesus Christ bleeding? Yes. Was Sri Krishna bleeding? Yes. Were the great sages and saints who died sometimes in the past also, were they going through pain? Yes. If it is a body, the body has to go through various stages. You can't say that I am going to avoid this, I don't want this. There are some things which have to happen and they will anyway happen. And nobody is responsible. It is your destiny. Whose destiny? Your destiny. So when it is your destiny, you can't say that I have nothing to do with it. Sir, you have very much to do with it because it is your karma. So here he says, it is the will of the Lord. What is the will of the Lord? What is destined to happen is anyway going to happen. That is called the will. There is a framework which has been drawn at the beginning of time. The laws have been put together like that. If you do this, you will get this. If you do that, you will get that. Already the law has been written. And it is called the framework of karma. It's a karmic act. Karma is act, an action, correct? So for every action, there is a reaction. It is already described in the framework. This framework was drawn at the beginning of time. And it is going to go on forever and ever and ever till the whole thing comes to an end. Even the end is destined. Now in such case, the framework is there and it is happening by the will of God. Think, what is the meaning of the will of God? Will of God is like a constitution already written. If there is a constitution written somewhere, can I say that Mr. X and Y and Z has written the constitution, that is why it is happening? Think about it. The constitution got written through a person, a scribe. You understand what a scribe is? Somebody who writes it down. Even this scripture which is there, what are we doing? We are doing Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is written by the great sage Ved Vyas. And who is the scribe over there who is writing it down? Ganesha. So can I say Ganesha is writing it, that is why it is happening like that? Should I say that? No. Because Ved Vyas has written, that is why it is happening? No. It is like a constitution. It is getting written. Somebody is getting it written. It is called the will of God. I hope you get this much. Because in the end, today we are reading it after many, many years, isn't it? 1,000 years maybe. I don't know. Similarly, a constitution could have been written hundreds of years ago. It is a framework which got written through some person. He is just a scribe. He is maybe a person who is, using his mind or something like that. Now, how does this work? Susan was telling me one story. In that story, she said, the lady who wrote Eat, Pray and Love, Elizabeth Gilbert is her name. She had an idea of a book, but she was procrastinating writing it. She might have written a few pages, but she was procrastinating writing it. Now, when she was doing that, a couple of years went by, and one day she had to meet somebody. This person had already published a book, and the story was exact what she had got it in her mind many years ago. So the exact story was there, and Elizabeth Gilbert says, see, this happened. Somebody else wrote the story. So there was another example given where one night Michael Jackson calls up his manager and says, please come over immediately. I want to write this song and I want to do this song. So the person reaches over there to meet Michael Jackson. And when he meets Michael Jackson tells him, please let us do this song, because if I don't do this song, Prince will take it. That song will go to somebody else. Now, please understand, this is called destiny. Destiny is something which gets played out. Okay? There are certain rules and regulations. And these rules and regulations are kind of a framework. They are there in the universe. If you don't follow those rules and regulations in the universe has its own laws. It has its own laws. If you go and destroy, say, let us say you are going and destroying the forest, naturally the universe is going to give you back in return. Don't you think that is what is going to happen? The universe will give it back to you, isn't it? It's a law. So here he is saying the same thing. This happens because of the universal law that is called the will of God. So when Sri Krishna had already written his own death, had already written the death of the entire Yaduvansh, had already written this, so the person who spoke about it was a part of the bigger framework. Do you understand? The curse also came from that other person because that was destined. So kindly don't blame your father for doing something, your mother for doing something, your husband doing something, your wife doing something, your children doing something. They are petty human beings. They are used by the Divine Lord to get some work done. This person who fired the arrow at Sri Krishna is actually not responsible. It is Sri Krishna who is responsible because his framework is in motion. The destiny is in motion. He is just a tool. So you are just a tool in this world. Plus everybody you say, you may call your father, mother, brother, sister, anybody for that matter. They are just tools. If the state puts you in jail, that is the tool. If something bad happens to someone, that is the tool of God. God has destined it like that. It is going to happen. If there are riots, if there are murders, if there are things like that, it is all going to happen. See the words over here. Factually, all this is due to the supreme will of the Lord, Sri Krishna. Sometimes people kill one another, and at other times they protect one another. In India, there are lots of things happening like this. Some people are killing some other people. It is called the will of Krishna. Please understand this. That is how it has to be. We'll do the next verse now. Verse 25-26. O king, as in the ocean, the bigger and the stronger aquatic swallows up the small and the weaker ones, so also Sri Krishna, to lighten the burden of the earth, has engaged the stronger Yadu to kill the weaker and the bigger Yadu to kill the smaller. So here, Arjuna is saying, it is the will of the Lord that the stronger one has to destroy the weaker one, and the taller one has to destroy the smaller one. It's all written over there. If there are some things happening in this world, the war is happening, war happens. Okay? Sometimes the stronger party wins, sometimes the stronger party loses. We don't know. Okay? Very funnily, we are doing Eknath Maharaj's book. It is called Eknathi Bhagavat. This is being done in the evening by Rajshrima. Now in that, Eknath Maharaj is a young disciple of Janardhan Swami. Now Janardhan Swami is a great master. Eknath Maharaj is serving his master. The servants get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. He's got a big household. Eknath Maharaj gets up at 2:30 and 3 o'clock in the morning, and he starts sweeping and cleaning and doing everything that is required. Imagine, here is a disciple who is doing so much. He will remove the hot water, he will remove the cold water, he will keep all the stuff ready for his master. When the master wakes up, everything has to be kept ready. He will serve his master food. He will not eat his food till the master has completely eaten, and whatever is left behind in the master's plate is taken. In India, we have something which is called pikdani. Pikdani is a Marathi word. People in olden times had one vessel where they will spit. They will eat pan. Even Sri Krishna's time also, there was one very simple method which you will understand. The betel leaf and the betel nut along with katha and other things were given. We call it vida. It was given for the meal. It's a digestive. So the guru used to make this and eat it. Here the disciple Eknath Maharaj would make it and give it. The guru would eat it, and naturally you will find that the juices are produced. So he would spit it in that spittoon. You know, it may sound very sick to human beings, but even the water from the spittoon was drunk by Eknath Maharaj. Now one day it so happened that his guru had a very strict disciplined way of life. It is like people today don't want to get up also. They will take bath whenever they feel like. They will do whatever they feel like in their life. Have you seen people who are so unreal in their own world? They don't even care about their own personal hygiene. Getting up at whatever time they feel like, sleeping whenever they want to, not taking bath, not doing studies, not reading, not doing anything in the world. We have become so lazy. Eknath Maharaj's guru was very strict in his ashram. He had timings for everything. There was a time for even meditation. There was a time for reading scriptures like Jnaneshwari and various other scriptures. So he had time kept specifically for those activities. Like today we have timings for our satsangs. Look at you. How many of you join in time? How many of you have been told you keep your window open so that you will get to see and learn? People are not interested. They will not get up in time. They will come whenever they feel like. They will drop off whenever they feel like. All these kind of things. But a true disciple like Eknath Maharaj would follow his guru to the T. That is why he became Eknath Maharaj. What are you going to become? Not Eka. You will become Dukha. Okay? Dukha means sad. You know, all the misery is going to be there in your life. You don't even have discipline. So let us come back to the story. Now here Eknath Maharaj one day was sitting waiting for his guru to finish his activity and go for meditation. So he would go to his room and sit over there. And 4 ghatika is certain amount of time. Alright, so he would do meditation for 4 ghatika, we used to call it. Now Eknath Maharaj is sitting. At that time the king's men come, the soldiers come, and they say the neighboring king has sent his army and they are fighting with us. So kindly please come, Janardhan Swami, please come. He is a general in that army, so naturally he is to go and fight. So now at this given moment in time, Eknath Maharaj is sitting over there. He is just a few years old, 16 years old. Janardhan Swami is an old person. So he tells the soldier, you go ahead, I will join you. Janardhan Swami, I will tell him and he will join you. When the soldiers go ahead, he dons the clothes of Janardhan Swami, Eknath Maharaj, converts himself into Janardhan Swami, takes the horse out and goes in front of the king and asks him, what is the hukum? The king says, go and fight this army. And Janardhan Swami's, this person, Eknath Maharaj, who is Janardhan Swami, goes and destroys that entire army to the point that that king, the king of that particular opposite party, is taken as prisoner. He has small army. The other party has a big army. Though Eknath Maharaj has fought bravely. He has won the war. So he has captured that king. That king, naturally when you are captured, you are in chains and all that. So he says to the king, I am not going to take you in chains. He gives him good clothes to wear. Gives him something so that he behaves, he looks like a king. And then he takes this king to meet his king. And says, this king has come over here as an ambassador. He wants to tell you that now he is going to serve you after this. His kingdom is going to serve you. And this king agrees. And then he sends him back with a lot of gifts. This king goes away. When this happens, Janardhan Swami, who is Eknath Maharaj there, takes leave and goes away. 4 Ghatikas have gone. Janardhan Swami comes out of meditation. He sees Eknath Maharaj is sitting over there. Nothing has happened. So he dresses up and he says, now is the time for me to go to the king. And Janardhan Swami goes over there. The king, the moment he sees Janardhan Swami entering over there, says, please give him a seat next to me. And honors him quite a lot, saying that you were such a great fighter, you won the war, you are a great human being and blah, 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 all these things. Janardhan Swami is guru of Eknath Maharaj, remember this. Okay? Eknath Maharaj is Sri Krishna himself. Eknath Swami, Eknath Maharaj, is Sri Krishna himself, who is giving the explanation of Eknathi Bhagavat, which is nothing but Uddhav Gita. So, it is only Sri Krishna who can give you the explanation of his own teachings. No ordinary person can give you. And Janardhan Swami is none other than an extension of Dattatreya himself. He is a part of the Dattatreya avatar. His guru was Dattatreya, initiated by Dattatreya. And Janardhan Swami, disciple, is Eknath Maharaj. Sri Krishna is the disciple of Dattatreya. Can you understand this whole thing? This is how the story is. So you can understand how this whole thing has been played out. Okay? Now why did I tell you this story? Because it is written. Sometimes the stronger person has to kill the weaker person. The weaker person sometimes may have to do the opposite. When it is written, it is anyway going to happen. Many a times I have to avert destiny. Many a times I don't know whether you know this. Yesterday I gave you an example. There are certain times in life when we have to alter certain states. And then it's the only time when we can do it. But it's a disruption in the system. Sri Krishna also caused a lot of disruption. If you remember, Uttara's womb got saved. It was not supposed to be. In a similar manner, Arjuna had promised one person that he will save his son. He couldn't. Krishna had to get him back. In a similar manner, you will find that Sandipani, whose children have been taken away before birth only, Sri Krishna goes and brings them back. It is Sri Krishna who can manipulate this whole thing. He himself. So when it is required, he will do it. Otherwise, he is not going to do. So these are the teachings of Sri Krishna which I have given you just now. So in this verse 27 it says, now I am attracted to those instructions imparted to me by Sri Krishna because they are impregnated with instructions for relieving the burning heart of all circumstances of time and space. The reason why we are doing the way of life is because those are the instructions of Sri Krishna. Please understand this. It is called the way of life. It is so that the circumstances of time and space can continue in the manner it is supposed to. And you will not go through your miserable life. You have to understand the instructions and act accordingly. Arjuna is saying to his brothers, now I am attracted to the instructions imparted to me by Sri Krishna. At this given moment in time, Arjuna says to his brothers, Sri Krishna has left behind a lot of instructions for me. I am going to follow these instructions to the letter. Whatever that he has taught, everything I will have to do the way he has instructed me to do. If I have to be the best disciple of Sri Krishna, like remember I gave you the story of Eknath Maharaj, who was a disciple of Janardhan Swami. He has to follow the instructions. He is Sri Krishna himself. But he is following the instructions of Dattatreya. Can you imagine that? If Sri Krishna coming to earth can follow the instructions of his guru, why can those who are very much keen on being the disciples not follow their guru's instructions to the T? When you do that, what happens? Because they are impregnated with instructions for relieving the burning heart. You see, these instructions are given so that your miseries can be removed. See, immediate problems may be there because destiny plays out. But with the instructions, you will be able to absorb more than 95% of the problems that are there. You can face them. And you can be the best version of yourself. Choice is in your hands. Do you want to be the best version of yourself or do you want to fall down? So kindly remember this. Today morning I was asked one question where if Draupadi already knew that her children were going to die, why did she have to join this discussion on war and why did she do that? The answer is very clear. If it is destined, it is anyway going to happen. If the children are going to die, they are anyway going to die. Ask yourself this question, what are you going to do about it? You don't have choices. There is one choice, no doubt about it. You can keep on crying forever and ever and ever and keep on cursing God. You can be the most miserable person and say, no, God is bad, He didn't do this for me, He didn't do that for me. And when you do that, you are going to be reborn again and again and again and again till you don't become straight. But if you follow the instructions and you look at life as the best thing that has happened to you, which means you are seeing the upside of life, you are going on the right path. When you go on the right path, there is no rebirth again. Do you know this? If I give you a sum and if you don't do it, I have to keep on giving you the same sum over and over and over and over and over again till you become perfect in it. How can we move forward if your disinstruction is not clear? I hope you get the point. In a similar manner, till you do not follow those instructions to the T, you will have to keep on coming back so that you can redo the whole thing again and again. So the choice is today to go on the right path and do what is necessary so that you can get out of the system, you can go ahead in your life. Don't keep on going backwards in time. Don't keep on thinking, oh, in this year this happened, that year that happened, this fellow is like that, that woman is like this thing happened, my life is a misery. Yes, everybody's life is a misery. Can you look forward? Can you go ahead? That is what is meant over here. So when you follow the instructions, as it is written over here, now I am attracted to those instructions imparted to me by Sri Krishna, because they are impregnated with instructions for relieving the burning heart in all circumstances of time and space. Time and space. I don't have to be reborn again. And I don't have to be manipulated by space and time anytime in the future. So following these instructions to the T is perfection. So Arjuna is saying these words to his brothers. So we have come to the end of verse 27. We will stop for here today.
Recording stopped.